Hello. Happy Friday. Welcome in. How is everybody? Let's see here. Alright, so I got a new desk. Hey Joker. Welcome in. How are you? Dang it. My light is all weird. You're welcome, of course. So I got a new desk, so I had to move my whole setup. So things are a little crooked, but I think everything's working fine. How are you doing, Joker? How was your week? I'm gonna be trying something a little different today. I was going back and forth thinking about what should I play? Should I play this? Should I play this? I was playing Vampire for the longest and I'm stuck. And I'm getting nowhere. So I'm like, I don't feel like playing that tonight because for one, it's just gonna make me mad. And it won't be very interesting to watch, I guess. Well, I guess some people like watching you die over and over, right? It was okay, worked all week, had Thursday off and work tomorrow. Okay. Thursday and work. Oh man, sucks working on the weekend. I hope it's not like working late, right? You work early? Let me go grab my coffee. Yeah, I am drinking coffee. Be right back. Just do it with the. Oh my god. Don't you do it again. Don't you do it. No, no, no. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Look at him. Kick you in your face. No, no, back circle. There we go. Finally got it. With you and your friend. Yeah, I liked it. Whirlwind, nice kick. Yes, kiss of death. What does that mean? Oh, there's the brutality. Oh, that's my first one. It should have been reversed though. She should have did. Hey Panda, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. You just gave the crap back. Okay, I'm back. Just had to grab my coffee. Okay. You have any other special plans for the weekend? Other than work, I mean. Okay, so I have a couple of new redeems. Let me switch screens. I don't know if it'll work in this one. Maybe it will. Hi, Riot Wyatt. Welcome in. Oh, let me move here. Theater. Did it catch it? Did not. It did not. I have to do it myself. How you doing, Wyatt? There it is.
Oh my god, this whole level is a big giant fuck you.
What is this? Is this that Prince of Persia game?
Oh no. I'm so fucking
Oh! Oopsies. Oh, Dead Cells. Okay. That's cool. It's like that Blasphemous game, right? The side-scroller games. I think I want to try it. Very cool. And I didn't get to see Joker, so I'm gonna give Joker another one. You get double shouties. Oh no. This must be an old clip. Loading screen clips. Oh, my shoutouts are on cooldown again. Awesome. Okay, let's see. So, I do have a couple of new redeems. I think it'll work in this screen. Also, let me pin my commands. I keep forgetting. Every day I forget. I got a couple new commands. I have the PP command and the quote add command and the mom joke command. Hey Mike, welcome in. How you doing? Precision. Wow. I can't. I die immediately every time I try to play this. Man, it's terrible. Let's see. Okay, so I got the commands pinned. Okay. Sorry, I'm slow motion, guys. And then let me show you what I got that's new. I changed the first command. This one.
First blood.
So that's the new first. Hey Wolf, happy Friday. How are you? No phobia tonight, sorry. I changed the first command and also I changed the Gangly Gang command. Oops, sorry. What game is this? Oh my gosh. Savage. Fangy Friday. Hey Pinga. Welcome in. Fangs. Feet and food. Always playing that GTA. Is it frozen? It's like not moving. Oh no, it's blinking. Delete it, bro. The three of us in real life. That's a long clip. Hey, dude. How you doing? How was your week? Is the Gangly Gang check-in?
Check this out.
And then I added, where is it? Kevin Hart. There's like another Kevin Hart one. I can't find it, but okay, here we go. Okay, guys. Oh, I don't know where it is, but I have one of the new redeems is for me to change my glasses. If you guys want me to, I have 3 different other ones. This one's clear. They're the same frames, but I have it in clear, black, and brown. So there's a redeem for that. To change my glasses. Okay. I'm gonna pause. So this game, I don't know if any of you guys have played it or seen it, but it's a visual novel. Jonathan's about to get some food. Ooh, what are you gonna eat? So instead of me doing, oh, there's the story time. I was just saying, thank you, Wolf. I do have the book right here, but what I was gonna say is that this game's a visual novel, so I'll be reading the whole time. So I wasn't gonna do story time this stream, but Wolf redeemed it. So we can start with that. That'd be cool. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Okay. Not many people yet, so perfect time. Okay. So the book I'm reading, let me turn the music on. Wait a minute. No. Okay. So the book I'm reading is called The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. And it's basically about a dystopian world where humans are the cattle and vampires rule. That's what I just read in this jacket here, book jacket. So I've been reading it. I am on chapter 3 because I read on my own time a little bit. So I think I'm gonna just read this whole chapter is when it started to get really good. You know, in the movies when it's like boring at first, you're like, okay, let's get to the good part, and then it starts picking up and gets super interesting. That's the part I just read today, but I'll read it again for you guys so you can be up to speed on the story. The point of view in this story is it's a girl named Allison Takimoto. She's a human, and she is pretty much a rebel. So, running from the vampires, trying to survive. And she's trying to find some food for her crew. And this is where she left off. She's pretty much going like outside of the wall because they all live in a wall, like circle wall. And she's risking it so she can find food for her crew to live. So that's where I'll read. Chapter 2. People will tell you that it's impossible to leave New Covington. The outer wall is impenetrable, that no one can get in or out of the city even if they want to. People are wrong. The Fringe is a massive concrete jungle, canyons of broken glass and rusting steel, skeletal giants choked by vines, rot, and corrosion. Excuse me. Save for the very center of the city, where the looming vampire towers gleam with dark radiance. The surrounding structures look diseased, hollow, and perilously close to collapse. Below the jagged skyline, with few humans to keep it in check, the wilderness outside creeps closer. Rusted shells of what were once cars are scattered about the street, their rotted frames wrapped in vegetation. Trees, roots, and vines push up through sidewalks and even rooftops, splitting pavement and steel, as nature slowly claims the city for its own. In recent years, a few of the looming skyscrapers finally succumbed to time and decay, tumbling to the ground in a roar of dust and cement and breaking glass. Killing everyone, unluckily enough to be around it when it happened. Excuse me. It was a fact of life anymore. Entering any building nowadays and you could hear it creaking and groaning above your head, maybe decades away from collapse or maybe only seconds. The city is falling apart. Everyone in the Fringe knows it, but you can't think about that. No use in worrying about what you can't change. What I was worried about, more than anything, was avoiding the vamps, not getting caught, and getting enough to eat to survive one more day. Sometimes, like today, that called for drastic measures. What I was about to do was risky and dangerous as hell, but if I was worried about risk, I wouldn't be unregistered, would I? An unregistered human is pretty much a human who does not have a vampire master. Hey, Mr. Toaster Testa. Welcome in. I like your name. How'd you find me? We are in the middle of story time right now. We're reading a vampire novel called The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. Okay, where did I leave off? I'm sorry. I wouldn't be unregistered, would I? The Fringe was divided into several sectors as they called them, as all neatly fenced off to control the flow of food and people. Another device built for our protection. Call it what you want, a cage is still a cage. As far as I knew, there were 5 or 6 sectors in a loose semicircle around the inner city. We were Sector 4. If I had a tattoo that could be scanned, it would read something like, Allison Tikimoto, resident number 7229, Sector 4, New Covington, property of Prince Salazar. Technically, the prince owned every human in the city, but his officers had harems and thralls, blood slaves of their own as well. Fringers, on the other hand, registered fringers anyway, were communal property, which meant any vampire could do anything they wanted to them. No one in the Fringe seemed bothered by their tattoo. Nate, one of the assistants at Hurley's trading post, was constantly trying to get me to register, saying the tattooing didn't hurt very much and the whole giving blood part wasn't so bad once you got used to it. He couldn't understand why I was being so stubborn. I told him it wasn't the scanning or giving the blood part that I hated the most, it was the whole property of bit that bothered me. I was no one's property. If the damn bloodsuckers wanted me, they'd have to catch me first, and I wasn't going to make it easy for them. The barrier between sectors was simple, chain link topped with barbed wire. The steel curtains ran for miles and weren't well patrolled. There were guards at iron gates in each sector that let the food trucks in and out of the inner city. But nowhere else. Really, the vamps didn't particularly care in some of their cattle. If some of their cattle slipped by and slipped back and forth between sectors. The majority of the deadly lethal force was dedicated to protecting the outer wall every night. You had to admit the outer wall was pretty impressive. 30 feet high, 6 feet thick. The ugly monstrosity of iron, steel, and concrete loomed over the perimeter of the fringe surrounding the entire city. There was only one gate to the outside, 2 doors of solid iron, barred from the inside with heavy steel girders that took 3 men to remove. It wasn't in my sector, but I'd seen it open once while scavenging far from home. Spotlights had been placed along the wall every 50 yards, scanning the ground like enormous eyes. Beyond the wall was the kill zone, a raised strip of ground littered with barbed wire, coils, trenches, spiked pits, and mines, all designed to do one thing: keep rabbits away from the wall. What I miss? Sorry, guys. I was in a zone. I swear, it sounds better in my head reading it than it does coming out of my mouth. Does that make sense? Frog in a pond. Venora reached out and invited me. Didn't mean to interrupt. Oh, no. He was just joking. I think. How you guys doing? Did everyone fall asleep? Did I do my job? Okay, I'll read through to the next section, and it's only like one more paragraph. You had to admit the outer wall was pretty impressive. Did I read that part already? Yeah. Keep rabbits away from the wall. The outer wall was feared and hated throughout New Covington, reminding us that we were trapped here like penned in sheep, but it was greatly revered as well. No one could survive the ruins beyond the city, especially when darkness fell. Even the vamps disliked going into the ruins. Beyond the wall, the night belonged to the rabbits. No sane person went over the wall, and those who tried were either gunned down or blown to bits in the kill zone, which was why I planned to go beneath. I'm gonna stop there, and I need a drink because I got my fan running, so I feel like I have a dry throat. Okay. I don't know if I want to play this game anymore. I'm gonna have to talk the whole time. Just kidding. Thought it was something different, and I wanted to play it for a while, so I wanted to try it out tonight. What do you think about story time? Okay, this is another game that I might stream. Don't know if I'll do it tonight. Let me switch my screen. Stellar Blade. The demo is out. Here we go. You're actually watching that at the moment with this game? You're watching this game? Let's see. Can I get a preview? Just finished the demo. Oh, the Stellar Blade. Yeah, I want to try that. Dialogue options in the middle. So it's a visual novel. Might get a little boring for some of you guys, but it's a reading game. Reading and choices. You pick a path. You'll see. If it gets a little blah, then I'll change and play that demo. Okay, choose your clan. Bruja. A rebel against power and rage against authority. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join the ranks tonight. Okay. Me like their symbol. Venture. Aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereign, and control. Top level corporate. That sounds good. There seems to have smooth controls. Oh, I might try that tonight then. I'll probably have some time. Hi, country boy. Welcome in. How are you? Is there no audio? I don't hear anything. I'm good. I'm about to try this brand new game. Totally different kind of game that I've ever played. Excuse me. It's a visual novel. I couldn't hear that clip. Was there no audio? Because my volume for the thing is up. I couldn't hear anything. God. Toreador. Divas seek thrill of art, romance, and cruelty amongst stagnant undeath. A tormented artist will join the ranks tonight. Tormented artist? I'm gonna go adventure. Sorry guys. Seems like every time I hit the stream button, that's when I get like stretchy. My voice. Hey, geeky nerd. Geek nerdy.
Man, we got voted. Oh, I'm up here like
That's that Evil West game. I was gonna play. That was one of my options to play tonight too. You enjoyed it, but it was short. Oh, that Evil West game? New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. That we are all designers of our own destinies. I don't know if I should play this game right now. I can't talk. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate, you decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. Claver! What's up? Thank you for the alert. Ooh! It's so funny. How are you, Cleaver? Thank you for the lurk. Did I read this one I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all: money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She was a ninth generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate, a message saying you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and no one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. Scary. You might have wondered how I learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for that. But it is so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. This must be their prince. The prince is like the king, the ruler, no matter what gender. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it is precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about other cities, but this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. Your phone rings, it's your boss again. The setting sun that filled your high-rise office an hour ago is gone. The city looks like an ocean from light up here. Of light from up here, spreading for miles to the north. You pick up. You're about to call it a day, forget about the world of fintech and decompress at home. No dice. One of the investors wants to meet you. His voice is always the perfect mix of authority and sleaze. He'll come by your office in an hour. You look at the clock. An hour? He's got to be kidding. Yeah, I know, but stick around. He's a heavyweight. You'll want to make a good impression. Fine. You grit your teeth a little. The boss hangs up. 2 hours. Might as well pour another coffee into yourself and figure out how to best use this to your advantage. You suspect everyone knows that no, you're actually not happy with your current position. That, in fact, you feel squished against the glass ceiling that comes with the territory. Sure, your idiot superior might have gotten the job only because he's the CEO's golfing buddy, but you're going to put an unholy amount of work into your advancement. Times where you'd laugh off the idea of staying at the office until 9 p.m. You had a partner to go home to, a nightly Netflix and chill ritual to perform, complete with pizza or Chinese takeout. Ever since you moved up the ladder, though, your hours have only gotten longer. We got a bot. Thank you, Kumabot Defender. Food, mostly at the company's cafeteria, sometimes takeout, always in a rush. You praise the heavens for your crazy metabolism and dread the day it finally decides to give up. Rest? At this point, the cleaning lady who takes care of your apartment probably spends more time in your bedroom than you do. Hi, Winnie. Welcome and thank you for the bits. How's your day going? Or how was your day? I know it's probably early morning. What, like 1 a.m. for you? Hi, Tyler. Who's that? Raid screen. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Welcome, raiders. Is it Tyla? Tilla? Tyla? Correct me, please. You're welcome, and it's Tilla. Welcome, and Tilla. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? How did you find me? And what did you stream? Yeah, I'm working on all the things. Oh, all the things. Our stream was fun. Good. Winnie, did it give you a shouty? I found you through MacDaddy's Discord and I was streaming City of Heroes. Oh, thank you. Well, welcome in. City of Heroes. What kind of game is that? Is that like a strategy game? I don't think I've ever played that. Give Winnie. Here we go. We'll go here. What is wrong with my shoutouts? It's an old superhero MMO. Okay. I gotta look it up. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. And why aren't my shoutouts working? The Clippy shoutouts aren't going off. Do you not have clips, Winnie? I'm trying to give you a clip shoutout, but it's not playing. Let me try again. One more time. It's not working. Nope. Okay. I don't know why it's working. I'm sorry. But welcome in. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for the raid, Tilla. Let's see, where did I leave off? Just got this desk, so I'm still getting acclimated to the area. I should move that, huh? The chat box. 1 second. Bot race. I think that's a good spot. Okay. That's better. Drink see the colleagues. Hey, Dark One. Welcome in. Thank you for the resub. How are you? We are playing a visual novel right now called Vampire Masquerade Coteries of New York. Let's see. Drinks mostly with colleagues, and they all pretty much hate you at this point. Another flashback, this time to the most profitable quarter in the company's history. Still, the board decided that layoffs were in order. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know in person, so he passed that privilege on to you. Gotta hand it to him. He always knew how to pick his battles. Pick his battles. But maybe, just maybe, tonight is the night it's all going to change. You decide to play the good looks angle, nothing too slutty. Leave your blouse slightly unbuttoned. Check if your I don't want to say too much. Looks as good as you remembered in your pencil skirt. Mirror says yes. It's not something you're proud of, but you've become too jaded to care. Knowing your luck, the investor is going to be to be one of two types: a self-obsessed Musk wannabe in his 20s, or a fat old pervert drenched in cologne. You hear the elevator ding. Time to get this show on the road. You take one final look in the mirror and fix your hair as footsteps echo across the empty hallway. The man who approaches your office is not what you expected. He's slick to be sure, but he seems a bit more refined than your usual company man. Expensive suit, matching tie and shirt, and confident in his stride. Surprisingly good looking. Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience. God, that voice. You're taken aback by how smooth and strong it is. And his eyes, steel blue, cold, and tense. He's all business, professional, treats you in a manner that's appropriate to your stature. When he speaks, he actually looks you in the eye and not at your cleavage. He asks some questions about your work, tells you how he noticed your input after talking to the CEO, another golfing buddy, and comes charmingly. Oh, hi, Dr. Newman. Welcome in. Why aren't the shouties working? Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts. I probably need to reset it. Sometimes it does that. It like disconnects. Darn it. How are you, Dr. Noob? Your clip shout out should have went off. Sorry. How was your week? I'm good. Reading this visual novel. Playing this visual novel. And reading it out loud for you guys. All the while, you try to guess his accent but can't quite place it. European? Sure. Where from? I know I've kept you long enough. Would you indulge me and join me for a drink? Of course, for a minute there, it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. But what the hell? You go with it. He seems nice enough. Besides, it's not like you have other plans. Music changed. The investor has a limo waiting downstairs, and the driver takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. A seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the two of you. No bueno. You talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history. So tell me, what would you do if you had full control of the company? You almost choke up on your wine. This is your chance. You say what's been on your mind for months, but hide it behind a veneer of professional corpo babble. Refocusing, listening to your instincts for once, restructuring, kicking out your boss, aggressively pursuing new markets, getting the hell away from all these horrible people. He likes the sound of that. He leans forward, his eyes flash with intensity and something else. A strange emotion that wasn't there before. You'll do just fine. What just happened? His words echo inside your head as you black out. You wake up, but God only knows how much later. As you try to piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice. The investor, or whoever the hell he is, talking to someone. Dead? Did I die? Did I die? You suddenly recall snippets, fragmented memories. His sapphire eyes intently locked with yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. What a and something else, a feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm. A company trip to Florida, a sweaty room, and the cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore. And the darkness. Then darkness. Yes, I'm done here. Consider my debt paid. The investor pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, barely bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. Some time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. You touch your lips. Blood. Did that asshole hit you? You try to stand up, but your head is pounding and your stomach is like a heavy knot, pulling you down. You didn't have that much to drink. He must have spiked your wine. This is bad. You frantically check your clothes. Pristine. Doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, a feeling hits you unlike anything else you've ever felt before. You fall to the floor, writhing in an all-encompassing pain and hunger. She's turning. The kind that makes your insides burn, that cannot be denied. You try to calm yourself down with a breathing exercise they taught you at some bullshit mindfulness course. That's when it hits you, you're not breathing. And holy shit, your heart should be jumping out of your chest with that realization. But it's not moving. Not even a beat. The door unlocks. You hear a startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, his accent thick with an Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you are all right. Oh no. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything is wrong. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. He holds out his arm to help you stand up. Oh shit, he's about to bite him. You grab it firmly with both hands and then you bite down. You sink your teeth right next to the old school pinup tattoo of Rita Hayworth on his forearm. It takes you a moment to process what you're doing. A part of you wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking. One thing becomes clear, you are definitely enjoying this. He only struggles a little and quickly falls to his knees. That's assault. It is assault. Super assault. I bit his arm. You can see his eyes now, pale blue and confused. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses onto the floor. No means no. Oh, look at that. Your bite leaves a mess on his forearm. Poor Rita, all bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Yeah, you did. You spit out a piece of torn flesh. That's a... why? Where? What was in that freaking wine? Barely able to focus, your heart and lungs still motionless, you reach for your phone and dial 911. Operator, 911 operator, what's your emergency? Oh, here we go. My first choices. My heart stopped. I can't breathe. I killed somebody. Oh, what should I say? Hey, Red, welcome in. Did I spy another vampire game? Yes. Yes, you did. How are you? My clip shoutouts aren't working again. I'm sorry. Everybody follow everybody. You know the drill. Most of you probably already know each other. Which one do you guys want me to pick? 1, 2, or 3? I want to say 2. Because these 2 answers just sound like straight up vampire. Going good. Just relaxing while waiting. Oh yeah, Stellar Blade. I just downloaded it too. I'm gonna probably play it in a little bit. I wonder how long it is. Do you know? Do you know how long the demo is? Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Okay, you guys can't see that. Darn it. The first one says, my heart stopped. I can't breathe, and then I killed somebody. So I'm gonna say I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Ma'am, where are you right now? The door to the lounge swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. He's tall, for one, broad-shouldered, handsome, dressed in an immaculate suit, but his skin is darker, and the look on his face tells you he is not here to negotiate a deal. Uh-oh. He notices the smartphone in your hand. Pass me the phone if you want to live. Whoa. Hello, stranger. It looks creepy. Is you? The man's voice is persuasive, calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the aura of a viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. Ma'am? Hello? I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk and is now trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night. He disconnects the call and places your phone in his pocket. For whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger. As hypnotizing as his presence is, though, it is also highly discomforting. Good evening, miss. I'm here to pick you up. Can you see these? So who are you? Pick me up or call an ambulance? Clueless, frantic, or confident. I'll say, who are you? Who are you? I'm your guide through this perilous night. The stranger approaches the waiter and examines his body. Too many drugs for that guy. Critical condition, but he might live anyway. Well, he then sets his sights on you. Who are you? I'm Batman. Kind of. Yeah, I'm Batman. He then sets his sights on you. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and I'm going by experience. They tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's my one true weakness, one that inspired me to come up with a 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of a theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes, and you're out. Say, I understand, sir, now. Every atom of your being screams for you to obey his authority. Oh. Shh. I understand, F you. What are you even talking about? I don't know. Which one? I don't want to, get on his bad side. Cartman? How is it the second answer so fast? I know, right? In IRL. But we're playing as a person in this story, so to let her live, I think I should say this. Be submissive. Stick to that tone and you'll do just fine. I'm out. I gotta see what them hands do. Moving on, is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about him. Someone closest to you? Oh, my boss, there's no one. I'd rather not answer. To protect people, you'd say there's no one. Right? No, I don't have anyone. The stranger squints at you. No family, no lover, no friends, nothing? A job. Your blank stare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops prying and gives you something even worse than a look of pity. A look of honest compassion. Well, that makes things simpler, but let me be crystal clear, just in case. From this point on, you are a subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You are forbidden from letting anyone know that you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both of you. For both you and them. Dang. That practice tone again. You put on your poker face and listen in silence. So unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. Don't tempt me. He smiles, revealing his fangs again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly you feel overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion. You pass out. When you regain your senses, you find yourself in the stranger's arms. The man is holding you as you would a spouse who had a little too much to drink. He bit me. He bit me. You try to break free, but he holds you close and gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you go. Only now do you notice the change in scenery. You find yourself in a fancy lobby right next to the elevator. The place is virtually empty, save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Your companion gestures at the concierge as you pass. He picks up the phone. The elevator arrives and the door opens, and the man motions toward the cabin. After you. I'm gonna scream. I'm not going anywhere. Where are we going? I'm scary. Answers. This one will get me hit, probably. I'm not going any of that one too. Where are we going? Where are we going? To a safe place. That's all you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to make this difficult. Just get in. Call for help. Demand to be let go. Step inside the elevator. Should I just keep going with it? I mean, would have tore up that entire... Should I say... Are we gonna piss him off? Like, we're trying to live, you know? We would have tore up that entire hotel lobby, yeah. Let's just go with pick the dumbest answer, right? Going against your instincts, you enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers as the elevator starts its descent. You are dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. Oh no. On the one hand, you find the stranger's presence oddly soothing. On the other, you can feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter. The doe-eyed look on his face, the confused look he gave you just before. This picture. It really does feel like we're in an elevator. No, it's better not think about it. Plus, you have other things to worry about, like the fact that you're being kidnapped, right? Oh my god. The cabin door opens to the same garage you arrived at with the investor some hours ago. Oh. The man shows you a black Cadillac Escalade. I know what you're thinking. Getting into a car with some strange man. Boy, sure seems like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to lose him. Oh my god. The movement in the pictures are freaking me out. So let me be perfectly clear. Your best bet is to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride. What do you want? I have money. The waiter. Do you think the waiter upstairs is going to be alright? Yes. You look him in the eyes and can immediately tell he's lying. No more questions. Get in the car, please. Should I run? If I run, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me if I run. He's a vamp. He just told us, be stupid. I'm pretty much gonna just, night. I think I should just get in. No, I should run. Right? I'm gonna run. He's gonna kill me though. Let's see what happens. It's the fastest you've ever run. You'd never expect your body to be capable of going this fast. Nothing like an adrenaline rush to show us where our true limits lie. Help! Your voice echoes across the empty parking space. There has to be someone out here. You keep running, pretty sure you're setting a new world record in the process. He's gonna kill me. He's still faster. His arms appear out of nowhere and coil around your waist, bringing you to an abrupt stop. You struggle to free yourself, but it's no use. And that's a strike. We got in trouble. He carries you, kicking and screaming, back to where you started. I hope this is just as embarrassing for you as it is for me. That's funny. It seems like the worst idea ever, but the man's made it very clear that you have no choice in the matter. Hi, Grim. Welcome in. Hope you're having fun and all is well. Yes, I am. Can't believe I ran. Why? I don't know. I just feel like a normal person would run, right? I'm good. How are you doing, Grim? How was your week? Oh, here we go. Choices. What's your name? I've got friends. Are you going to hurt me? What should I just...
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
I wish I could find a longer one. That's the longest one I could find of that song. Longer snippet. Welcome, Anthony. Good morning, or is it afternoon? We're playing a visual novel called Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. And we are a freshly turned vampire being kidnapped at the moment. It's whatever you want to do. Well, it's night for me. I'm guessing it's morning for you. I'm gonna say I've got I would say, what's your name? How'd you like that game, huh? Can I at least know your name? You'll know it when the time is right. Oh, that's rude. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a new schedule. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours, and I don't intend to be here when it does. The sun, the schedule, what is this about? Yeah, what is it about? What are we stalling for? Look, I just want to know what this is about. Then wait until tomorrow. He opens the car door and gestures towards it. You see no point in delaying the inevitable, so you get in. The door locks behind you. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. Those eyes are scary. How am I alive? Is this a joke? Did I die? I'll ask, did I die? Did I die? Depends on your definition of death. Listen, I realize you have many questions. Tomorrow you will get some answers. But tonight, you need to do what I say, and right now, I need some quiet, please. You feel too confused to protest. You stay silent for the rest of the ride, even as more questions bubble up to the surface. One of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? Staring out the window, you find it hard to focus and quickly lose track of where you're headed. You can only tell that you haven't left Manhattan. Another underground parking, almost featureless, empty. The car stops and the man opens the door for you. We're here. The stranger walks you to a nearby door. He opens it and motions at you to get in. Go in, make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry again, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers. Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. Oh. Gary. A small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan in the wall. You're leaving me here? That's not happening. Where are you going? I say you're leaving. That's it? You're just gonna leave me here? That's it. For now, at least. Look, this room is your best chance of seeing another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation and it's not entirely your fault. Cooperate and you might still make it. You will learn more tomorrow, but for the time being, get in and get cozy. He gestures inside the room. Oh, here we go again. Do we run? Do we run again? That's strike 2. It's been a week. How about you? It's been a week. It's been a long week. He would have got robbed for the Cadillac and the watch. Yeah, but you know he's a vampire. Why would you try and take him on? Don't run. Okay. Ugh. You step inside. The stranger nods. Good night. He locks the door behind you. It looks very sturdy. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there filled with red liquid, no label. Tomato soup? You feel sick to your stomach. Best to leave it for now. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame, and at least it's not too filthy. You think back to how this evening began. The investor, is he friends with the dark-skinned stranger who picked you up from the restaurant? In some way, yeah. What happens now? Unable to relax, you spend an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. Eventually, you decide to give in and let exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested.
I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Hi, Shake. Welcome in. How are you? Not strike 2? Yeah, no. We didn't want another strike. We are playing a visual novel, Shake. It's a Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York, and we are a freshly turned vampire that's just been kidnapped. And now we've been stuck in a room, waiting for morning. The Master of Excellence. Okay, what did I say here? Plus, there's no way in hell your boss isn't going to notice your absence tomorrow. That and maybe some of the restaurant staff will feel a pang of conscience. Someone will notify the police. Someone will find you, right? You flash back to the waiter's tattoo. The bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this. I bit him. You did this. You bit him. Drank his blood and it tasted good. What if you can never go home again? You are so tired, your entire body tenses up one last time. And before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. That was like an eye. You wake up. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. Oh my gosh. The room is unchanged. The lamp is still on. The AC is still rattling. The refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. Maybe you died. Your breath is gone and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you are certain about one thing. You are hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need.
You're done. You're done.
I am done. I'm hungry. Whoever I run into is not gonna have a good day. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You open the fridge. The bag is still there. You take a closer look at it. If it is soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. Holy snit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint, and you remember some situations in the past where you found it nauseating. But now it's almost, no, not almost, it is enticing. Oh. Put the bag back or drink it. Well, we know we're a vampire. You gotta know by now. Thank you, Dr. Noob. Okay. I'm gonna drink it because we know we're a vampire. Gots to. Hydrate. It feels wrong, but right now there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. It tastes like it's coppery, thick, and clings to your tongue, and the inside of your mouth is like a film of dirt. You swallow hard regardless. The taste is foul, but somehow you kind of want more of it. As you take a second sip, sucking the blood out of the bag, you feel something pull on your insides. You double over. You're going to barf. Uh-oh. Are you rejecting it? You instinctively cover your mouth, looking for a place to vomit. Before you find it, a red, dark wave washes over your hand and fingers. Oh, it hits the floor, splattering in huge, thick drops. You keep heaving for a moment longer. Nothing is coming out. Not blood, not bile, not even spit. But still something in your body wants to push it out. Push it all out, every last drop. As you recover, trying to wipe droplets of regurgitated blood from your dress, you hear the lock click and see the door open. Oh, he's back. Standing there is the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again. That predatory look like a hawk on a hunt, but somehow more relaxed tonight. So, like a tamed hawk, maybe. He's back. Good evening. How was... He notices the spatter, your red hand, the sick look on your face. He barely contains a smirk. Oh. Was the catering unable to satisfy your exquisite taste? Apologies. Offer him a drink. Was that really blood? That was foul. Ooh. How embarrassing. Why did I puke? It's weird. I'll say that was foul. It was terrible. Probably the worst thing I ever tasted. Aren't we picky eaters? Spare me your complaining. Come on, we've got places to be. I should have some water and a towel in the back of the car so you can clean yourself up. The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room you had spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Rush him. Oh, I'm gonna go for strike two? No. Rush him, get in the car, or hijack the car. Well, these will both give me strikes. And I'll be dead. So I'll get in the car. It's not like I have a choice, right? Correct, but your cooperation is appreciated, nevertheless. You take the back seat again. The doors lock. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. Oh, why am I... My porters are all bloody. That's because I'm hungry. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproofed, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming and the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road. He's staring at you. Creepy. You check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy too. There is nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You become restless. This is essentially a kidnapping. Whatever this guy says about its purpose, it doesn't change the fact that you're being held against your will and you're not used
1 hour
to
later.
following orders. I would fart the whole ride. That'd be funny. If I would just roll a window down and say nothing. That's funny. Whatever this guy says about its purpose, it doesn't change the fact that you're being held against your will, and you're not used to following orders when you can't delegate them to somebody else. Do vampires fart right? I don't think they do, because they don't eat. So you ain't got no, well, I don't know. They eat blood. You feel a need to get a semblance of control over the situation, so you decide to...
Did I do that?
Oh, you want me to change my glasses? So we got clear, black, or brown. Which color? Mr. Toaster. These ones don't have tape on them, though. The redeem is to change my glasses. So I gotta take my red ones off. Black. Black. I think these are black. Okay. They're very thick. Okay. I don't know if I like them. They're really big. Thank you for the redeem. Put this light back on so you can see. Thank you. Okay. So you decide to prove yourself useful. Okay. I know people in high places. I have a worthwhile skill set. I can get you a lot of money. Okay, I'll let you guys pick. 1, 2, or 3. I don't think it matters at this point. Right? Whatever we choose. Maybe it's just showing personality. 1, 2, or 3. I will say this one. I know people. Listen, I know how to reach people. Celebs, various industry leaders, politicians backed by rich lobbies. I doubt these will help you where you're going. You're playing in a whole different ballpark now. Oh, I just saw your answer, Dark One. A short pause. I'm getting hungrier. I'll be frank. Currently, you're in no position to offer anybody anything. The sooner you accept that, the better. Curse him out, call him a nobody, and ridicule his lack of ambition? 3? Or nobody? I don't know. It's all insulting. All of it will piss him off. Call him a nobody? Oh, I'm sure a nobody low-level enforcer like you knows a thing or two about being in no position to... Why can't I say that word? Position to offer anybody anything. You push the right buttons. He gives you an absolutely furious stare through the rearview mirror. For a second, you spot a crack in his professional demeanor. You don't know anything about me. You have no idea where I'm coming from or where I'm headed. For a few seconds, he quietly fumes. Your attitude won't help you make any friends, and in your current position... Why can't I say it? You definitely need some. Consider that, preferably in silence. That dull hunger strikes again. The powerlessness hurts. You are used to people listening to you, or pretending to care about your demands at least. The driver doesn't play that game, and it annoys you to no end. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York, that much is certain. Queens, maybe? After me. No sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that houses a 2-story gallery called the Art Hole. 2 large men in suits flank the door on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. Oh boy. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces and animated interests on others. Dang. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. You're a piece of property. This reminds you of your company meetings. You, the only woman in the room, silently judged not on her merit, but her standing on the list. Passed in clandestine email threads between your male coworkers until HR found out, that is. Not the most pleasant experience, but there's no denying it taught you resilience. When others would cower, you now straighten up. When others would turn their gaze, you meet the eyes of the gallery's guests with confidence. Who is this? The woman. Good evening, Kadir, and to you, child. Child? The noble, cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery. A crowd of strangers. You being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Good evening, miss. Excuse me, what? What is this about? Maybe we should be nice. They're all vampires. Good evening, miss. You are addressing the Prince of New York City, Helen Panhard, child of Michaela. It's the Prince Panhard. Thank you, my sheriff, but I am capable of introducing myself. She is somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into unlife was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience. But I am willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. Well, I don't understand. Remain silent. Embrace. Be quiet? Should I just be quiet? Be nice. She didn't kidnap me. No, I was reading chat, Cynthia. Ha. Didn't get me. I'll be quiet. Okay. You decide it's best to stay silent and listen to the whole situation unfold. It feels like you're out of your depth here. Exactly. Shall we begin? You are about to be judged by the court of New York City. Oh, we're in court? Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Oh, man. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe? A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. The delay is like 1 hour at this point? What do you mean? Oh. Bro, imagine getting kidnapped and going to court. I would snap, yeah. This is like... I would be out of my element. One of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. A reservation made in the private lounge of the patricians suggests that this one sire had plenty of resources to spend. However, they are apparently also well connected. I lost track of them. Despite some reservations, she offered little resistance last night and cooperated on the way to the safe house. I was pleased not to have to force her compliance. Did he just lie? Opening the door to the safe house tonight, I was greeted by a most disturbing sight of her drenched in regurgitated blood. Apparently, the bagged supply we kept in the fridge was not to her liking. The remark elicits a contemptuous chuckle from one of the gathered guests as they note the remains of blood on your skirt. It was not an elegant sight, but that hardly matters, I suppose. Moving on. We had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post haste, I urged her to join me, which she did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. During our drive here, she showed me her fangs, metaphorically speaking, posturing as if we were equals, insulting me when it didn't work. You telling on us right now? I refrained from causing her physical harm, but I expect her ego might still be a bit bruised. He looks at you and flashes a nasty smile. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. Elysium. All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of their faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Kadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. Bespectacled. Wearing glasses? Oh, that's the first time I've read or ever seen that word. At the first. She turns her attention to you. First, there is the matter of your sire. The person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who were they? Sire? Does it matter? A handsome businessman? That's all we really know. A businessman. Sire. I mean... yeah. An entrepreneur. Acquaintance of my boss, I think. Good-looking, pale blue eyes and some gray in his hair. Charming, abusive, cold son of a bitch. You feel tired and angry. This whole situation, spending the day in some underground parking lot, having to bear the looks of a full room of strangers, it's almost too much to take in stride. There's no reason you should take it all in stride. But you do, because if there's one thing your professional career has taught you, it's that. All because of that a-hole, whoever he was. He never even gave you his name, gave you a name or a card, nothing. Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar? No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search after we're done here. Can I go now? What happens now? He talked to somebody at the restaurant. Just try to be helpful. Show that we're cooperating. Let's just give him information. Yeah? Strange, I did not read the word a-hole. Well, I don't like to say it, okay? That man, he talked to somebody at the restaurant before he left. I can't remember what he said, but he wasn't alone. Maybe that's a lead you can follow. Did he now? That's interesting. I do hope the proprietor won't stay mad at us for losing one of his staff. It's almost like he knows the waiter's fate is still bothering you and takes pleasure in pointing it out. Oh, because we asked. Thank you for that observation. I will investigate it later. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? What is your recommendation, my sheriff? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. I am ready to fulfill my duty. Oh. Stay your hand just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main room and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all that talk of traditions and council was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Sophie? Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. I'll go get my sword. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you are in quite the pickle. Yeah. I don't know if you can read that. What do you mean? What was that about a sword? Maybe you'll tell me what the hell this is? I think... Is this the story behind the game, the Masquerade, as in it's included? This is one of the Masquerade stories. But, you know, that's a good point. I don't know if this is the storyline carried over to like Bloodlines. Is that what you mean? I don't know. This is the first one of the series I'm playing. I have Swan Song, so I'm gonna play that one too. Hi DJ, how are you? Welcome in. Doing good. We are playing a visual novel. Thank you for the lurk one. So I'm just gonna say, what do you mean? What do you mean? I still don't understand what my crime is here. Poor thing. This really isn't your fault, but if you want to get out of here in one piece, you need to understand one crucial fact that seems to have eluded your grasp. Last night, you became a vampire. Wait, what? Oh yes, I am well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred. Being embraced. Having a sire. The fact remains, the beings called vampires, you're looking at them. They're us. I've been alright. Oh, it's okay. You're confusing it with Blood Hunt. Oh yeah, this is part of their series. That game, it's called Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. But I don't know the storyline if there is any in Blood Hunt. But they're the same universe. Yeah. The vibe is the same. City even looks yeah, they're the same universe. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. That's not the right thickness and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. Oops, it's a lot. I hit L2 by accident. But you're drawing a blank. What is this? Oh, dictionaries. I didn't even know that. Oh, okay. I haven't been using it. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. Is a prequel to Blood Hunt? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
No, God!
Yes,
No,
we're
God,
vampires.
please, no! 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 No!
Yeah, we're a vampire. Two voices. voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no
First blood.
First. Hey Gap, welcome in. I don't know why my shoutouts aren't working.
How about new?
I know, huh? How are you, Gap? It's going. This is a very different game. It's my first visual novel. The Masquerade Coteries of New York. We are a freshly turned vampire and we are in vampire court. Pretty much saying, either I'm gonna live or I'm not. I'm good. You're still rocking the vampire theme. Yes, I love the vampire stuff. I'm stuck on my vampire game. The fighting one. I can't get past those little mini bosses. Looks like they're on a cooldown. Can you switch to the other type of shoutout? Oh, let me see. Oh, Guru? That is very weird. Nothing beats Gabriel Knight, The Beast Within, an oldie but a goodie, though it's an interactive movie rather than novel. Oh, that's cool. Let me check my shouties. Just 1 second. Wow. The soundtrack is spooky. Okay. Tools. Shoutout player. Copy. I'm just gonna refresh the link, see if that works. Okay, let's try it. There we go. I just refreshed the link. Yay.
Oh. Instant regret.
There we go. Been playing Ripper recently. Old Christopher Walken FMV. So bad it's good. Yeah, this is my first FMV game. It's cool. I like it. We have one more. You know what? Let's just go to the theater. There we go.
Oh, fuck. What? Oh,
What is this?
I'm
Dark
alive?
Souls? Looks like
How'd-
Dark Souls? Welcome. No, it's not. This one wasn't that bad. There was no cussing. What game was that? That was Elden Ring. Okay. Okay.
Match point. Red team. Can't hold back either.
This
Match
looks
point.
like
Blue team.
Smash Bros.
Defeat.
It looks like a Smash Bro game. Hi, Jenny. Welcome in. Multiverses coming back in May.
I like the music.
Whoa.
It's really suspenseful.
What is this game? Your hair is always slaying. Oh, thank you. Well, I feel like it's a mess right now, but, but thank you. My day's good.
He was like,
What is this game?
hello, motherfucker.
Hey, Makin. Hey, Cal at work. Got you tabbed. Thank you for the lurk, Makin. Oh, this is that Don't Scream game? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That got me. That's why I didn't want to play that game. Look at him. He's traumatized. That seriously got me. It did. You got goosebumps? I know, me too. You guys saw me jump, right? That clip almost ended my life. That was creepy. Oh, man. Come on. Is it gonna play? No clippies for Dr. Noop? Okay. Let me back it up here. Who else? We got Makin. Yeah. If I missed anyone, let me know. Just tell me. Just tell me, hey, you missed so-and-so. No clips? Oh, okay. No clippies. Alrighty. Back to our court hearing. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, "What the F? What the F?" on repeat. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down, as sure as day follows night. We're gonna die. Madam Web, ooh, I wanna see that. I wanna see that. I just saw on Disney Plus that it's available for rent or buy. I wanna watch it too. Don't tell me anything, don't spoil it. But did you like it? How about that? Multiverse this time around. Better have some new characters. Never played that one. Okay, so we're talking to the redhead, Sophie. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and Kadir's complaints about your behavior won't influence her judgment. The society values docility. I say it right. She might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences. Oh, snap. You see it? What happens if I agree? What if I refuse? And how will you convince the prince? Yeah. You're saying the prince might have other plans for me? What will you offer to convince her? You'll see it yourself, hopefully. Know this, there are certain traditions and a history of our society and the city that I can tap into. Oh, she's connected. My word might not carry that much weight, but it is not easily ignored either. Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. Ooh. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard fastened with a colorful sash around his waist. Oh my gosh. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Hi, Brittany. Welcome. First blood. Disney Dreamlight. I miss this game. How are you, Brittany? Man, I played that game so much, and then I finished the storyline. Now I'm like, oh, do I still want to play? I'm doing good. Playing a visual novel game for the first time. Thank you for lurking, Jenny. I love the... Maybe I want another star path already. I know, right? Another update. Give us another door already. They should just do one a month. Thank you for the bits, Brittany. Yeah, I know. I have one more door to open. I have to open the lion door. Thank you for the lurk, Dr. Noob. Okay, we're about to be judged right now. Oh my gosh. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of the New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. Their behavior since being embraced has been disagreeable, and that does not bode well for them becoming a valuable member of our society. You are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. As our trusted sheriff pointed out, there can only be one course of action. Although I acknowledge some of my counsel's divergent opinions on this, she takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a somewhat plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin has somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be their sire's responsibility, in their absence it is their progeny that shall be punished. The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently. Kadir? Oh my god. We got to die? You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It is a beautifully detailed blade, which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Oh my god. His quiet mumble is inaudible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. And he's out to bat. Oh my gosh. You will not get another chance to speak up. Yeah, didn't you say she said ask for mercy, right? Ask to be spared. I have to say, you make your choice. Spare me, please, don't make me beg. God dang it. Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The bored elite suddenly look at you with a roused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. So Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. That baby was rolling around. My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection. Yes, I am willing to give them a chance and prove to the entire domain that they can adhere to our expectations. I will take nothing less than their full cooperation, naturally. Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two, a hushed, just behead that effort, some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Silence. I ask all of you to make a note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, yes. But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. Destruction? Dead? Should I just be quiet or talk? I'll say this. I am worth keeping alive, Prince. Give me a chance to prove myself. That remains to be seen. I do take notice of your tenacity. See that it doesn't become a burden. I shall grant what you ask, let it be known. Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. It's like we just got married. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear, however. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camarilla. Substantially so. The Camarilla is their, what you call it? Their society. I think that's what it's called. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Khaleesi, Prince. She nods. Welcome to the Camarilla, Khaleesi. Camarilla, a major sect of vampires devoted primarily to maintaining the Masquerade through influence and manipulation of mortal society. Okay. They like the popos? Now, this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. The fledgling, a newly created vampire still under their sire's protection. Okay. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. Prince, a vampire who has claimed a given expansive domain as their own, generally a city, and supports that claim against all others. The term can refer to a kindred of either sex. He shoots you a side glance that doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. And it need be, you will be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. Well, Khaleesi, I think we've we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new, fruitful partnership. She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concierges who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guest glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. Carafe. Yeah, she's starving. The memory of throwing up in the safe house is still fresh in your mind, and the idea that could happen again is almost enough to reject the drink altogether. But there's no denying you want it, need it. I remember what Kadir said about your misadventure before getting in the car. Some of us have more delicate palates than others. Try to take a small sip. I don't know how to say that. That's French. S'il vous plaît? S'il vous plaît? Oh, okay. He pours it into 2 tall glasses. You can barely wait until he hands you the drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood, you are certain of it, doesn't faze you this time. It's difficult to take just a sip. Even though the taste is as foul as before, you are tempted to down the whole glass in one go. Yeah, she's starving. You wait before taking a second taste. You're glad you did. A feeling like heartburn signals that you can't keep it down. You spit it back inside the glass. Sophie looks on, intrigued. Uh-oh. I'm not surprised. NYC caterers have very bourgeois ideas about what good blood should taste like. Well, you just need to keep trying. At Sophie's request, the concierge serves you 3 other variants of blood. The first 2 are as horrible and indigestible as before, both ending up back in the glass within moments of tasting them. Before the 3rd try, you are almost ready to throw the glass at the wall in frustration. But finally, this one's different. Instead of mud and decay, a surprisingly rich bouquet of taste. You feel blissfully at ease, and Sophie takes notice. Ah, there it is. Jacob, would you kindly let us know who the donor was? Leave the bottle, please. The concierge nods and leaves again. You take another sip, and another. You empty the glass. The dull feeling in your stomach and head starts subsiding, but you still want more. Sophie pours you another glass and refills hers. She takes a sip. You have a curiously specific taste, Khaleesi. It is the clover notes, the traces of caffeine, or that bitter-sweet aftertaste of melancholy. Oh, we got a definition. You taste nothing of the kind, but it doesn't matter. It's tasty, but not as delicious as it was last night. Not as intoxicating. It manages to silence the hunger somewhat, though. Urge to feed. We know that one. Drinking blood puts you at ease. It's a strange realization. The man named Jacob comes back with a small card and leaves it with Sophie. She takes a quick look and passes it on to you. It's somebody's medical details. Oh, that's the person. Oh my gosh, bougie. Yeah, bougie. An office worker, male, Caucasian, 32 years old. Blood type ABRH positive, blue eyes, brown hair, no history of substance abuse, New Jersey native. Might one of these details be what makes the difference? Whoa, very specific. Now that we have picked the right bouquet for your palate, these documents should be useful in identifying your exact taste. Should they be ORH positive or Joyzy boys? Joyzy boys. Hi Z, how are you? But I believe you have more questions, no? Perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance. Oh man. Maybe I should play music. This part, there's no music. I don't know if that's gonna be distracting. How much do I have to drink? Where do you get blood? How will I know what I can drink? Yeah, how will I know which one? These difficulties of mine, how do I navigate that? How will I know what kind of blood I can drink? Jersey Boys is insane. Oh, I gave you a shouty. Cool. My bot's... it's working again. You just woke up. That's cool. You refreshed? Are you, oh, is it because you streamed twice today? Your schedule's a little off.
That's low blood lifestyle ain't for me.
Okay. Where did I leave off? How do I navigate that? How will I know what kind of blood I can drink? Whoops. It's a tricky question. I believe you will just have to trust your instincts on this. With time, you should be able to narrow down your particular preference. Blood that you reject is, of course, of no value to you. And it's a horrible waste. No amount of it will ever sate your hunger completely, but every little sip counts. The beast. They inchoate tribes and urges that threatens to turn a vampire into a mindless, ravening monster. One second. Okay. You look cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a new redeem to change my glasses. So someone already redeemed it and I changed it to the black frames. I also have brown. They're the same frames though. Brown and clear. Those are my other frames. Brown, clear and brown. Or I can put my red ones back on. The OGs. Okay. Let's see. If you're frugal or forced by the circumstances, you can survive many nights without a single drink. But it's risky and will tempt the beast. That is part of our curse. The beast. It will take some time to find the right balance. Tomorrow I shall take you hunting and we will explore this topic further, but you should be good for now. What will you expect of me? Oh, you know what? That's why that thing said middle of the screen. Here, let me try this. Save and exit. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh my god. I hope I didn't lose progress. No. Okay. Okay, there you go. Now you guys can see it. Okay. Dang, that whole time. The panic. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to start all over again. Going to play some zombies with Yancy and Joker. Love your sassy bitch. Okay, Z, thank you. Have fun. I'll go with this. So now that I'm working for you, what are my responsibilities going to be like? It's a bit more complicated than working for me. If I wished for a servant, there were easier ways to achieve them than risking the prince's chagrin at Elysium. Oh, let me go here. Is it Elysium? place where vampires may gather without fear of harm. Court functions in Elysium are strictly kept apart from mortals and surrounded by secrecy, but the Elysium building itself could be a public museum, a gallery, or club. Berghain is an Anarch Elysium. The Louvre is a Camarilla Elysium. Okay. Final death. When a vampire ceases to exist. Yep. That's pretty obvious. That said, I would require you to defer to me in all things. But me being your mentor and superior also means I shall treat you as my loyal retainer and understudy. With me, you can go far. Without me and proper guidance, you will have become a clear danger to the Masquerade. That is why, with your sire gone, the prince wanted you out of the picture, too. Let's see. Masquerade. The habit or tradition of hiding the existence of vampires from humanity. Okay, it's the secret, pretty much. Designed to protect vampires from destruction at the hands of mankind, the Masquerade was adopted after the medieval Inquisition claimed many kindred unlives. Well, that's confusing. We all know what sire means, right? The concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude, which Sophie gives with a polite smile and leans in to whisper in her ear. You know that the gallery is now almost empty. Hey, Naughty Minds, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk, DJ. Where am I? Oh, I'm going on 2 hours. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to cut it soon because I think I'm messing up my voice. I'm being told the gallery is just about to close, but we still have quite a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Come. Did I say that right? The smile she puts on could tip any negotiation towards her favor. Her words are like honey, and she makes it impossible to take your eyes off her. You are under her spell momentarily. Hold on. There it is. I can hear some music. Sophie leads you to a luxurious silver Rolls Royce and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaven, middle-aged guy, starts driving immediately. Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit more about our custom. You've heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief among them is the Masquerade. As you might have gathered from us assembling at a niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. We do not advertise our existence. We allow myths and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts. So to the vast majority of kind, we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. It's kind, a term for mortals. Okay. Say, is that one television show about a vampire angel still popular? You shake your head in confusion. She shrugs and continues talking, looking a little bit more dejected than before. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up to the rational minds of 21st century humanity, and dictate much of our interactions with mortals. What's the risk? Is your driver a vampire too? Wait, what about my career then? Oh no. We're talking about first blood. More firsts. I forgot to put a cooldown on that. that's the new first redeem. But I think Gap redeemed it already. I forgot to put a cooldown on it. It's all good. What's the risk? What's the worst that could happen if you're a vampire? I'm sure you can defeat any threat that comes your way. I would surely make things easier if we could. Unfortunately for us, there are plenty of things that harm us. Chief among them are sunlight and fire. Both will burn you to ash. Did you walk on? It works. Yay. That's why we rest during the day. You felt it, I'm sure. That it's more like being dead than being dormant. But we have no choice. We are night dwellers, but day sleepers. Some more folk-related threats are just legends, or occasionally a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water, even religious symbols don't repel us unless the wielder is uniquely pure and godly. Well. Hi, Farrell. Welcome in. How are you? Oh my gosh. There's your PP commands.
Check this out.
Good, just kicking back. You? I am good. I'm playing my very first, what do you call it? Novel game. It's not an FMV, but yeah, it's a... Oh man, I'm blanking on what kind it's called. But yeah, it's a movie, pretty much. Visual novel. There you go. Thank you for the hug, Gingy. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze, which, under the right circumstances, can often be discouraging. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Little one keeps tossing and turning. Okay. Thank you for the hydrate. That's a reason to have somebody like my trusted driver, Gregory, making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many enemies, and they often know their advantage lies with daylight. So it's good to keep human friends. Do vampires watch each other's backs? How can you trust your driver? I'll say this one. You mentioned enemies. I guess that makes it necessary to watch each other's backs. Can you count on other vampires for that? She surprises you by letting you out a soft chuckle before answering. It's a silly question, I guess. No. Our little sect supplies social interactions aplenty, but it doesn't really encourage counting on someone. Support given in exchange for favors, yes, that's more like it. A sect. A group of vampires united under a common philosophy. Okay. So like factions. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camarilla. We are a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyalty is to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. When you're in Elysium, like we were tonight, the sect can appear to be a monolith. The reality is more complex. Outside of official gatherings, shady deals and quid pro quo mentality reign supreme. She seems to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. It still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Many questions swarm your thoughts, but the one you keep returning to is what your places in this new reality should be. The car stops. You are in the city, in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? My own apartment. Another parking lot. Do I get... this one. I get my own apartment. That's neat. Consider it the first of many gifts that I'm able to grant in exchange for loyalty. Come upstairs. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with a good evening, and you take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the door to room 209. Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment, and some you wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on the windows. The back room has a comfortable looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy looking locks, but no windows. Did I miss any messages? Okay. Jeez, okay. Well, how do you like it? This is great, thank you. What can I choose? Well, enough, I guess. Let's not be ungrateful. Let's not be picky, so let's go with this one. This is great, thank you. I'm glad. Make yourself at home. Tomorrow, I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are by the television set. I will come pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors, just in case. It stings a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly became a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing. No regular food either. Feels strange that Kadir could be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only in that respect. You briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. Sheriff is, yeah, pretty obvious. Executioner. With nothing left to do, you lie on the couch with the TV playing in the background for company. Columbo reruns. Kojak reruns. President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again. The President of the United States got himself out of trouble again. Pundits start yelling over each other about things that seemed a little bit less insignificant just 2 days ago. It's pundits. You start drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversations and worldview-shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? You keep coming back to life, to the life you left behind, the people you should contact, the things you want to pick up from your apartment. You wonder when you'll have the chance for either. Pundits, TV talking heads that yell, oh, okay. I know, that's a little something different. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comforting, the lack of windows less so. You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you'll ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. Shit. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again. Sinking. Oh snap. Did we finish this one? Okay. So we rest. Wait, can I do anything else? No, let's just rest. Hunger is at the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast to take over its desires to feed. To overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade while staining what humanity you have left. In Coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker blood frame around the screen like the one you see now. Okay, that's when you're hungry. As your hunger grows, so does this indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. Yeah. When your hunger reaches the maximum level, you will receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, high hunger may block off some choices, as you will be able to see after pressing continue. Oh, okay. To decrease your hunger, you will need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. Okay. You will need to keep the hunger at bay if you are to uphold the masquerade and survive the nights that await you. Interesting. Okay, that's the next chapter. You open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. The solid metal door is closed. Normally, you'd stretch for a bit. On some mornings, you'd probably throw the quilt over yourself and snooze a moment longer. But that was before. The way you woke up now, you are fully conscious. No grogginess. Nothing weighing you down. Just the nagging need in the back of your head. Hunger. Not as severe as the last time, but unmistakably there. You get up and open the door to the main room. A digital clock on the TV shows you the time. 9:04 p.m. You walk over to the blinds and retract them cautiously. The only light coming in is NYC's artificial nighttime luminescence. So that's what your waking hours are going to look like now. You missed the sunlight already. You're seriously considering just walking out of the apartment and figuring this all out by yourself. But then you come back to the memory of Kadir's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. Maybe sticking around isn't that bad of an idea after all. You keep jumping channels for around half an hour and then switch to streaming services. Oops. I keep hitting L2. Almost as if the universe had a sense of irony, you catch True Blood in the flood of recommendations. The doorbell rings. It's Sophie. Good evening, Khaleesi. Slept well? Like a baby. Mommy? She said you can last up to 3 nights? What? I guess 3 nights, eh? Like a dead man. Let's just say that. Like a dead man. 3 nights without eating. You think she said, oh yeah. That's crazy. Still need to eat though. But she's a newborn, so she's probably starving. Curious wording, but not that far from the truth, I suppose. No use dwelling on it. I think you will agree with time. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself. Your blood, its desires, and its power. We will begin tonight. You are hungry, yes? I'm sure you are. Our kind always is. There is only one remedy. The blood. The drinks we had yesterday at Elysium are not the usual way you slake your thirst. So tonight I will assist you in your first foray into hunting. You need to learn to sense the kind of blood you desire, to understand how you can use the kind's vulnerabilities to your advantage. Oh snap. Predator and prey, grim, ready to learn, no more freebies. Let's go with this one. So let me get this straight. We are predators. Humans are prey? That's pretty grim. I know what you feel. I remember the notion, but you will inevitably grow beyond it. You need blood to thrive, but there are many ways to take it. Some more humane than others. You will find that drinking moderate amounts of it regularly will keep the hunger and the whispers of the beast away. You might think yourself monstrous, but there is a balance to be found here. Oh, the kiss. The kiss gives the kind pleasure. You might remember this from your own embrace. Some can even become addicted to the sensation. But if you do it right, they tend to misremember your feeding. Okay, the kiss is when you bite, right? When you bite a human. And embrace is turning. Okay. Got it. After all, vampires do not exist. They are myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays, correct? She gives you a sly, knowing smile. That is why the masquerade is so important, and even more crucial when you feed. How do you avoid being seen? How do you cover your tracks? How do you select a victim? Oh man, I want to know all of those. Like, all of those questions, not just one. Biting people leaves marks, right? And the victims remember your face. You shouldn't concern yourself with leaving marks. These are easy to conceal. You just need to bite carefully and then lick the punctures closed. That's all there is to it. As for being remembered, like I mentioned, the kiss is an ecstatic I don't know. Ecstatic experience, so kind can barely recall the details. And even when they do, the city is enormous. You could spend days on the streets and not see the same face twice. Use that to your advantage. Feeding from the same area repeatedly can be dangerous. But by branching out, you risk the ire of other kindred, whose domains you trespass. Lucky for you, NYC is more forgiving in this regard. New York is in somewhat of a unique position. Many of its neighborhoods remain contested or unclaimed. The reason for this is a lesson for another time, but keep the following in mind. Take opportunities to feed when they present themselves these upcoming nights. As long as you hunt cautiously and respect the masquerade at all times, you should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. The busy street fills the air with traffic noise, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. You catch yourself. Did you really just think of these people as mere sources of blood? It takes a nudge from Sophie to break your train of thought. Her driver opens the door for her and then tips his hat to you, gesturing to the back of the car. There we go again. The car casually joins the somewhat thinned New York traffic. It's still busy in a way only one of the biggest cities in the world can be. But compared to the daytime commute, it's a pleasant drive. She's still hungry, like the border's all red. You barely have the time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop. You're among the tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Come, Khaleesi. Park the car, Gregory, will you? The driver just nods, and Sophie gets out. You join her, and the two of you walk through the glass doors together, then take the elevator up. You first notice an empty stage with the instruments of a string quartet still in the back, then take in the few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seeming concluded, the patrons, all smartly dressed and posh, have spread out all over the hall. Sophie strides confidently inside, produces an invitation from her purse that she flashes in front of a security guard. You follow close and are let through without issue. Let's start easy. A social setting like this one would usually prove quite challenging to an inexperienced kindred, but consider this evening a small gift from your patron. Kindred, vessel, source of blood. Vessel. Blood sac? I'm hoping to procure you for a willing vessel. Just remember what I told you about taking small sips. This one I have a soft spot for. Don't damage her. Now let's see here. Ah, there he is. She notices somebody in the crowd, flashes a heart-melting smile, and suddenly even you feel drawn to her. You haven't thought about it before, but it's laid clear before you in this moment. Sophie is beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel elated. Everybody in the crowd, but especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How is your daughter? Is she with you? Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl, come over, please. There is somebody I'd like you to meet. The young woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and the partially faded purple-haired tie that she doesn't fit this crowd. Julie, this is Khaleesi. I think the two of you should get acquainted while I talk business with your dad. Awfully boring stuff, I assure you. I'm positive you'll like each other. The girl gives you a shy smile and nods toward the balcony stairs. You follow, somewhat unsure what it is exactly Sophie expects you to do. You reach a secluded space from which the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. They listen intently, then laugh when she does. Truly saves you the trouble of figuring out the next step. If you're with Sophie, then I guess that you know. She put her wrist to her lips and gives herself a theatrical nip, then looks to you, embarrassed, but also hopeful. Yeah, I do. I don't know what you're talking about. What, you're into that sort of thing? Okay, this just got wild, right? Hi, Prawn Store. Welcome in. First time chat. How are you? It did get wild. Now I have to feed. Yeah, I do. I don't know what you're talking about and what you're into, that sort of thing. What was the question again? No date, just straight action. I know, right? She's like, here, are you hungry? Let me just clarify what is happening. Wait, are you into this sort of thing? She blushes, looks down at the floor, and nods. Could you? Maybe, I mean, if you'd like, Miss Langley tells me She swallows hard, avoids your eyes. That I taste nice. Oh gosh. Okay. If If we don't, we'll piss off Sophie. So we have to, right? We have to drink. Let me clarify. Yes. Let me clarify. This is happening, right? Okay, let's do it. You take her forearm into your hands. A quick look around confirms nobody's watching, and no security cameras cover this area. You bite down, gently. It's surreal. She's just given you her blood of her own volition. How is this possible? What about the masquerade? You need to ask Sophie. You tear away from her. A brief convulsion shakes you. Her smell. It's her smell. It's not right. The temporary feeling of bliss the girl felt when you bit her is gone in an instant. She's disappointed. Annoyed, even. She looks at you, unsure what's the matter. Come back. Please just have some more. Just a little bit more. Very thought makes you want to throw up what little of her blood you've tasted. You shake your head. The girl sniffs, starts crying, wipes her face into her jacket sleeve and walks down the stairs and into the hall. The crowd around Sophie disperses slowly. Looking at her now, only some residual awe hangs in the air. Yes, she's pretty, maybe even beautiful, sure, but not your type. What came over you before? You walk over to her. Edgar, dear, it was splendid talking to you, but we need to get going. Give Julie my best wishes. Come with me, Lucy. Uh-oh. Gregory is waiting for you out front. It's only in the car that Sophie addresses you. So, how did it go? Okay, do we lie? She was tasty. How did what go? You people are sick. You tried. Let's just be honest. That's the one, right? You did try. And if you lie, she'll be pissed. So... Hi, Mel. Welcome in. We should pick this one, right? Just be honest. You did try. But don't lie to mom. Sophia's mom. I tried, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand the smell or the taste. Curious. I consider Julie's blood to have one of the most exquisite and unique bouquets in this city. And trust me, I have refined taste. She almost sounds like she's offended. Oh well. If at first you don't succeed, perhaps you need a change of pace. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off this time. Mercury, Flushing Meadows, please. Oh, she's about to throw us to the wolves. The driver takes the car over the Williamsburg Bridge. You settle your thoughts. What did you do to the people back there? What's that about training wheels? Why Flushing Meadows? What did you do to the people back there? What's that about training wheels? I'll just go with this one. Well, we know what that means though, right? She's just gonna free us. Okay, I'll go with this one. What do you mean by training wheels? Julia was a proving ground for you to try your hand at controlled feeding. Now it's time for a real hunt, and that will require you to put in extra effort. We all have our talents. Some of them come from the legacy we inherit from our sire. Others can be learned with experience. I can sway people or make them fear me. I see more of the world and in greater detail than some kindred. I can will my body to move with unparalleled precision and grace, and more. All of these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt. What are my powers? How do I use my powers? Do I need my powers to hunt? I want to know how to use them. But also, what do I have? Yeah. Okay, so what are my talents? Time will tell. You need to discover them yourself. When we arrive life, experiment. Give different things a try. Follow your instinct and intuition. It will guide the blood. Always keep the masquerade in mind, however. It is all fine if you can disappear in plain sight or commit animals with your mind, but save those over talents for the right place and time. Oh boy, it only takes you half an hour to reach the park at this time of night. Both you and Sophie leave the car, with Gregory left behind again to find a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. We're in New York City Park? Central Park? Sophie seems deep in thought. She takes in the surroundings with a dreamy gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear tonight, the stars just barely visible in the light-polluted aura of the city. I feel like having a snack myself. I'll be by the fountain. Go, look for somebody to your liking. See what effects you can achieve with your blood. But only pick one victim. Just one, then come back. Seeing how she seems not altogether here right now, you decide to leave Sophie to her own devices and seek out your prey. From here, it looks like you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll around the park and finding an isolated jogger or someone like them could work, but focusing on one area might work better. The New York State Pavilion might work as a secluded spot. There's a skate park nearby, and worst case scenario, there is bound to be some unfortunate wino around. Or maybe the tennis courts nearby. There's light coming from there, so somebody might still be playing a late night match. They won't be alone, but they might be tired and let their guard down. As these scenarios play out in your mind, you realize you're planning how to assault a stranger in the middle of the night. Right. It's a weird way to be, but the now familiar hunger prompts you to act. Okay, we get to pick. I want an isolated place, right? The park, the pavilion, tennis courts are lit, and just take a walk. I feel like this would be a isolated area, right? You make your way to one of the park's most well-known landmarks, the round skeleton of the New York State Pavilion, with its two vaguely futuristic-looking towers. You don't get lucky with the skate park, it's not deserted. Instead, a group of skaters is gathered there, talking loudly and listening to music playing out of crackling smartphone speakers. Deciding to have a quick look around, you identify a potential victim, a sleeping bag lady, leaned back on a bench, a shopping cart full of what looks like trash nearby. What? A homeless person? Even thinking of that second option makes you feel sick. You decide to take your chances with the skaters, not even getting close to the homeless woman. You think back to what Sophie did in the hall, how she managed to focus the attention of the entire gathering on her. That might be a tall order for you, but a single person could be doable. You single out a guy who's talking on his phone away from the gathering. He's having a heated discussion with somebody, a relative, a partner. It's not going well. Skater. This talk's over. I said shut the F up. Hey, oh my gosh. Hey, you hearing me? Shut up. Call me when you get some effing sense into your stupid brain, Kay. Okay, that was rude. He ends the call abruptly and almost throws the phone to the ground in frustration. Rough night? Hey, sorry to interrupt. Hey man, I need some help. I'll say this. Rough night? He's got an angry expression on his face and tears welling in his eyes, but he gives you a curious look and even a bit of a shy smile. Yeah, you could say that. What's up? Come closer, let's talk. show you something. Okay, all of these are meant to draw him in. I don't know. 1, 2, or 3. Let's talk. That just sounds cheesy. Come closer. I'm gonna just clickety click and just pick one. There. I got something that will put a smile on your face. He takes a few steps forward, away from his buddies, who remain totally oblivious to what's happening. But you see your influence fading. You take your chance and lunge. Your fangs sink into his exposed shoulder. He shivers and lets out a moan. His phone hits the pavement and you hear the case cracking. Did his friend see? His blood tastes like a clash of hot emotion and melancholy. Oops. Oh man. Laced with some artificial stimulant you can't quite place. An energy drink? A recreational drug? It's a strange mix. You hardly have the chance to savor it, as the proximity of the skater's friends makes you feel vulnerable. You hastily finish drinking and drag the guy over to the pavilion. When you turn around, you realize you're not alone. A hooded man is looking menacingly at you. Oh my gosh. What do you think you're doing, barging in on my turf like this, Lick? Derogatory term usually used to address young, unexperienced vampires. Okay. So he's a vamp. What kind of slur is that? Didn't mean to trespass. Piss off. Oh gosh. I'll just what did you call me? A lick? What is that supposed to mean? Don't be cute with me. I know what you are. Shove that masquerade bullshit up your... Better tell me who you are, who you're with before my posse shows up and we beat it out of you. Okay, do we name drop? I'm with the Camarilla. Big talk. You don't really want to out her, right? What do you say? We're with the Camarilla? That's the truth? Just not narrowing your sire down. Chill out, I'm with the Camarilla. It is anything but chill out. He immediately tenses up, gives you an extremely nasty look, and bares his fangs. You with the ivory tower, cunt, say? Well. Tonight's my lucky night. Oh no, I'm gonna F you up and bring you to Callahan. He'll have some fun breaking your shins, and maybe by the end of it, I'll get to have a nice long sip. I wonder what you taste like, Lick. He does his best impression of Hannibal Lecter's, and a nice Chianti shtick, but he's not as intimidating as he thinks. Okay, what we got? What is this? Dominate? We use our powers. Those powers. Yeah. Enough's enough. You won't be intimidated by this a-hole. Leave now. His countenance changes. A cruel beast one moment, a humbled pup next. He walks away, just like that. How did you do it? Not wishing to tempt fate any further, you return to the Unisphere, looking back over your shoulder to make sure you're not being followed. Two figures are visible near the sculpture. A man and a woman tangled in a passionate embrace. No, not exactly. It's Sophie. Feeding, but this whole scene is set up so that it looks like a couple getting intimate in public. She pulls it off like she's done it 100 times before. It occurs to you that she probably has. The man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something into his ear and leaves him. Her driver appears from behind a tree. Well, Khaleesi, how did it go? You're about about to answer when the same figure as before emerges from one of the alleys. He looks at the three of you, and a predatory smile creeps onto his lips. You're screwed. You think you can mess with my head and get away with it? You think you'll be safe with your friends? Well, I have friends too. He makes a motion to shout, but two things happen almost at the same time. First, that feeling of warmth and beauty emanating from Sophie flares up again, entrancing both you and the hooded thug. His shout comes out as a weak, confused squeak. Second, Gregory produces a wooden stake from a holster under his jacket and slams it into the thug's chest. Snap. Just like that, in a few seconds, the posturing vampire is down on the ground, paralyzed. Oh my gosh. I see you've made a friend, Khaleesi. Curious choice of company, I would say. Who is he? He knew I was a vampire. He said this was his turf. He mentioned Callahan. Well, I should do that. It's a name drop. So she can figure out who his gang is, right? He said something about presenting me to somebody named Callahan. Ever heard of him? She looks shocked for a split second, then recovers her regular countenance. Yes, I have. This hoodlum is Anarch, then. Curious. Corona Park has not been claimed by any kindred last I checked. Is Anarch. Opposing the tyranny of elders and has placed itself outside of the secret society. Okay, so they're like the rebels. Gotcha. Okay, I'm hitting my 3 hours now, guys. So, hopefully this gets to the next level and then I can raid out. Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk and present him to Kadir tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this unbound acquaintance. Gregory carries the stake vampire and dumps him in the car's trunk like a mannequin. It's a strange sight, and you're quite happy you're not in that poor liver shoes right now. It's almost surprising that you can get away with just casually throwing a stiff into your car and driving away. But then you remember that Sophie has been doing this far longer than you have. Still, the nagging thought that anything you did tonight could have been recorded on a CCTV camera or picked up by a rando with a half-decent smartphone and streamed online fills you with dread. Hunting and using your abilities is a dangerous business. It's clear that this whole being a vampire thing has about as many caveats as it has perks. You're taken out of your headspace by Sophie's voice. I will pick you up tomorrow night, same as tonight. I have some business to attend to at Elysium, and I expect you to accompany me. Plus, our friend in the back needs to be properly introduced to Kadir and the prince. I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say to the court. We know what the court is. Her voice is cold, cruel, and nothing like the enchanting personality she showed at the gallery earlier tonight. Sophie is clearly a woman of many faces. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop there because it's getting late. Oh, my shouties are going off again. That's crazy.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be cool. This man didn't say anything. I'm gonna be cool. Y'all see me out here with the shotty. Ran through like, han.
Mommy mad. Yeah, she mad. Okay, let me go here. Okay, you guys. So that is interesting. It's my first visual novel. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you to the lurkers or chatters. That was very interesting. I didn't expect it to go that long. I thought I was gonna get bored, but I didn't. Let's see who's on. What do you guys think of the game or the story? You know, W stream. That's more fun than I would have thought, right? Yeah, I thought I was gonna get bored. I even prepared like a second game just in case. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. Let's see here. Who is on? Switch. Rest. Okay, we got. One second. I had tissue here. Especially because I thought you were playing the Battle Royale Blood Hunt. Yeah. Damn it. This light keeps turning off. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay. Let's see. Who can we raid? Oh my god, why does it keep turning off? Looks like I need a new light. Okay. Let's see. Heroine is playing Scum. I haven't rated her in a while. Yeah, let's go see Heroine. Okay. Alright guys, I had fun. That was a lot funner than I thought it would be. I hope you guys had fun too. There is my raid message. If you're subbed, here's the raid message for subs with the emotes. Oh, I need to fix that. There's no more hula. We're gonna go see Heroine. And I will be back on Monday. If I can get
all the time we've spent to be able
if I can progress in Vampire, then we'll play that. But if not, then we'll probably play this or something else. Maybe the Stellar Blades demo? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, here we go.
No, I bought it before.
Good night, guys. See you Monday.